You're watching ChillyBoy Productions. I'm Larry, ChillyBoy Chillson, and this is my review for Nyad. Now, before we get into this review, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so that you can chill with me on each and every one of my latest videos. Nyad is a 2023 sports drama based on true events. Directed by Elizabeth Chai Vasahurali and Jimmy Chin, the film stars Annette Bening and Jodie Foster. The film tells the inspirational true story of Diana Nyad, a 64-year-old marathon swimmer who assembles a team of close friends as she embarks on a multiple-year journey to become the first ever person to swim from Cuba to Florida. The film releases in select limited theaters on October 20th before hitting Netflix on November 3rd. So thank you, Netflix, for inviting me to experience Nyad in theaters for this special screening, because this was actually a film that wasn't really on my radar. I just saw a poster for it recently for the first time, and I hadn't really heard anything about the film prior to that poster's release. And in honesty, I hadn't heard anything about this film prior to that poster's release. But with a cast like Jodie Foster, Annette Bening, and even Rice Ifans, who I know personally most from House of the Dragon fame, I was really excited to check this out. Plus, we have a couple of directors who are known for some of the most amazing documentaries in recent times, making their narrative directorial debuts. I actually was really excited to see what this film was all about. And I have to say, I came out pleasantly surprised at how much I enjoyed Nyad. So, let's go ahead and talk about the positives first. Well, the biggest positives for this film are our two leads. Annette Bening and Jodie Foster are absolutely sublime here. Bening plays the ferocious Diana Nyad herself, and she does so with the utmost commitment. This is a character that really borders on unlikable. For a protagonist in an inspirational sports drama, they're not afraid to show you the pitfalls of Nyad's personality. And while part of that is played up as just kind of the drive needed to pull off a feat like this, it really paints her in a complicated, deeper light that I found interesting. And it all comes to light thanks to Annette Bening and her nuanced portrayal of this person. She's not a sports hero in this film. She is a complicated person that pushes her friends not only to their greatest heights, but also away, pushes them from the cause with her behavior. And then we have Jodie Foster, who is fantastic as her best friend and as her coach, Bonnie Stoll. Foster is always fantastic, and her particular brand works so well in this film, and they play off of each other so well. Honestly, their chemistry is amazing, and it's what sells this bond, this ever-pushing friendship that works. But in addition to that, I actually found the screenplay to be really well handled. As I mentioned when I spoke about Annette Bening, the character is very flawed throughout the film. But what the film was able to accomplish is balancing this otherworldly achievement, this insane feat, with a really human story of someone who is going through a lot of personal growth. At 64 years of age, we watch Nyad really come into her own as a person, which is just as pivotal as the actual sports achievement we're all rooting for. If we're not rooting for her personal development as a friend and as a teammate, then we're not rooting for her achievement success either. And I thought the script did a really nice job of balancing those two things and creating this inspirational sports drama through both of them. You can definitely see the background in documentary filmmaking here, as the shots, particularly of the sporting events itself, the swimming, are dynamic. They feel lived in, like an actual sports documentary. And of course, the story itself is amazing. I mean, it's an amazing feat to even attempt this swim over and over again. But particularly in your 60s is a bit mind-boggling to the normal human, such as myself, that can't even fathom trying to do it a single time. In addition, I did enjoy the overlaying of the real-world interviews. We took all this footage from Diana Nyad at her first attempt and infused it really, really well with this attempt later in life, and I thought that worked to great effect. So then, what doesn't work so well when it comes to Nyad? Well, it does play by the inspirational sports movie handbook. I will say, particularly leading up to that first attempt after the comeback, if you will, we're really playing by the sports handbook. Now, it does something interesting where that first attempt really is only the start of it all, and it takes us on a wild ride after that. But it never veers too far off course to what you expect and know out of these type of films. And outside of the dynamic, interesting ways they shot the open water swimming, you could definitely feel that these directors are getting their feet wet in the narrative sense. Everything else feels kind of stagnant. It all feels well lit and a bit overly polished. In many ways, unfortunately, the cinematography does feel like a streaming film. And then we add in these sequences that use heavy CGI that wasn't really needed and honestly cheapened the experience rather than added to the elements that it was seeking to enhance. But overall, Nyad accomplishes exactly what it sets out to do, giving us an inspirational sports drama with two stellar performances at the center that succeeds in telling a lot more of a human story than your general sports biopic than your general sports drama does. So, if you like sports films, if you are into inspirational films at all, I think you are really going to enjoy Nyad. It certainly doesn't reinvent the wheel, but it nails the formula really well. So, that was my review for Nyad. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so that you are always up to date on all of my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Nyad, whether in theaters or once it hits Netflix? Have you even heard of this film? Let me know all of your thoughts, either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.